How I'd remake the DCEU. Fast forward to the present day, wannabe magician and madman Dekandrash, I hope I said that right, stumbles on the connection between the dimensions and sets Faust free. Faust then possesses Drash's body. It also be noted that when Faust returns, he is much weaker than when he was banished. When Faust continues his mission to defeat Blight, he kidnaps souls again to start growing his power, though this gets the attention of Madame Xanadu, and she then tries to gather the JLD again. Here we get the montage of Constantine, Zatanna, Deadman, Raven, all getting rallied by Madame Xanadu and Shade the Changing Man. As the team goes into an old lair of Faust after one of his sacrifices, they notice that he had to make a quick getaway, leaving many of his trinkets. Among the trinkets was an Ankh. Constantine and Deadman investigate the Ankh and start fiddling with it. Upon doing so, this releases a man dressed out of time, Kent Nelson. Nelson instantly goes for the helmet and becomes Dr. Fate, and we get a fun fight between the JLD and Fate. Once they all realize they're on the same team, Kent fills them in on what Faust is and the danger he possesses, and the existence of Pandora's box and Blight. While this is all happening, they learn from a mixture of newscasts and Xanadu's visions that Faust had learned how to absorb the life force from plant life. This is when they piece together that Faust is looking to kill Blight. Though Blight being a metaphysical being and cannot be killed, their battle would simply just result in the Earth being destroyed. Xanadu looks to recruit another member who would take a new stake in this war, Swamp Thing. The climax begins with a battle between Faust and the JLD, which pretty much ends with a stalemate until Blight and the Seven Deadly Sins show up. Turns out, Blight couldn't just exist either. Like Faust, he needed to possess a body, this being the body of Chris Esperanza. I know we don't know who that is, but this is a surprise to Xanadu and her confidant, her mystery confidant, the Phantom Stranger. For those who don't know, the Phantom Stranger has multiple different versions of his origin. I am using the one where he is Judas from the story of Christ, who sold Jesus for 30 pieces of silver. He is on a mission to redeem his soul and must aid humanity for 1,000 years for each piece of silver. Esperanza was a friend of the Phantom Stranger who wasn't resurrected correctly from the Unity, and so his conflicted soul was perfect for Blight to take control. The Phantom Stranger then takes Blight to the border of heaven with the rest of the Justice League Dark, and here the Phantom Stranger tries to get the Presence to intervene and defeat Blight, though he does not answer. Blight terrifyingly says that Chris chose him rather than the other way around, and that this is how all things should be. He then kills Faust right then and there, and we watch Faust's soul get sucked into hell. During the next phase of the battle, there is a moment when the Phantom Stranger as a guide, Raven as an empath, and Deadman with possession all connect their minds with their target, Chris/Blight. Here, the battle can end with Chris overcoming the power of Blight after the JLD weakens the spirit itself within Chris. Blight is then banished to the collective unconscious, and Blight's power will be spread so thin that it won't be able to affect anything or anyone else the same way again for at least a very long time.